Okay, back at the library, out of quarantine. Everything's great. So today, we're gonna do a circle weaving. So you, hopefully, have picked up your craft kit at the library. If you haven't, there might be some left, so swing by and pick one up. You're gonna have in there a circle. Ish a circle, kind of a circle. It's not really that important that it's perfect. And some yarn. And you're gonna think, what am I supposed to do with this? And that's what I'm here to tell you. I keep looking here because that's the way I usually put the lens, but today I put it here. So this is the lens. We're gonna try and do better. Now, you have a circle. Now what you wanna do is cut notches in your circle. See how there's a little notchy guy in there? Like it's a pie. They don't have to be very deep, just deep enough that you can catch some yarn in it. I tried to do this with a ruler. It didn't work. So if you're a ruler person, you can divide your pie up. See how mine got so screwed up? That should be one spot, but instead they are crossing in a weird triangle. That's because I can't guess what the middle of things are very well, I guess, but that won't hurt the weaving. It won't hurt it at all because we're circle weaving today. So instead, I kind of cut to match, and then I divided the sections that I had cut into smaller sections like it was pie, because I'm better apparently at cutting pie than I am at gauging things properly. So you have string, yarn. You want to catch that guy like this with a little tail friend there. Then tape. You can use any tape for this, whatever tape you have in your house. You're gonna tape that end in place. That's the back now. So look, you have a lovely string attached to your working yarn that you're gonna go around with. So see, here's your friend. Okay, that's step one. You can do this. So you've got your string like this now. Hopefully you're where I am, okay? You stretch this guy down to his corresponding notch. Notch him in place. See the friend? He notched. That's the front. That's what the front looks like. Turn him around. You're gonna go to the neighbor. Doesn't matter if you go to the neighbor this way or the neighbor this way. You just have to go to his neighbor. Go in the notch. See? Come back up. Go to the corresponding neighbor up there. And you're just gonna keep doing that. Because you can. Because you got this. You kind of understand what we're doing. Ish. I mean, do I? Do I understand? I was in quarantine for a month and a half, y'all. It's real. Things are real. So basically, it's gonna look like that on the back as you go along. It's gonna look like this in the front. So we're just gonna do that. I'm gonna do it kind of fast because I can. You are on my phone, so you don't get to tell me that I can't go fast. There's probably, this is either the warp or the weft. I don't know, maybe it's both. I don't know weaving, but I do know how to do this because I looked it up on the internet. Okay, when your thing looks like this and you have all of these things, all the notches have something in them, then you're done with this stage. So you can take your scissors and cut that working yarn. Then you're gonna need another piece of tape. And you're gonna take that loose end there, dangly boy, and you're going to tape it in place in the back. Somehow, I did a thing wrong. Or did I? Did I do this wrong? I may have done this wrong. I did it wrong. Okay, I took it out a little bit in the back. I went like this, and I should have done this, which is what I was telling you to do, which is go to his neighbor. Go to the neighbor. I'm glad I caught that because that would screw us up later. You can always take it undone. It's fine. It's not gonna hurt anything. So instead of stretching my back piece like this up like I did, I want to go to the neighbor like that. And then see, we're fine. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be okay. See, like that? I'm glad that I screwed that up so that you could see me screw it up. All that did was give me a little bit longer of a string, so I'm gonna trim him shorter. So your back, if you did it right, looks like this with your dangly piece. And your front looks exactly like it did before. You wouldn't know that you did it wrong unless you looked at the back. So now that I corrected my mistake, and you can always correct your mistakes. Don't panic if you make a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. You now have something that looks like this. It's not gonna fall off because you taped it. And now you wanna take your other yarn, but you can still use this yarn. It's just a little easier to start with. Got an email. Did you hear the little magic noise? Okay, you have a string like this, extra yarn. If you have yarn at home, you can use that too, that's fine. I didn't put a needle in, but if you want to thread a needle with this, you can use a needle to do it. I just thought that would be annoying. You're gonna start doing this in the middle. Because you can. I think I'm gonna just, I don't know if I want to cut a length of this. I might cut it at some point, but I'm not gonna do it yet. So I'm gonna start out by going under, over, under, over, in the middle. So here's what we're doing. I just went over this guy, so I'm gonna go under this guy. We tuck him in. Then we're gonna go over the next guy and under this guy. Did I do it? I can't see. Okay. Okay, and as you do that, you can decide to give yourself a little bit more slack than I've given myself. So you have more to work with. What you're doing right now is creating a center. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the little round section that I'm doing, and then I will come back. Okay, I went ahead and did it a little bit because it was really hard to see. So I started the middle there, and what I'm doing is I am taking my working yarn, which I did trim, so it's not attached to the ball anymore because it was annoying me to be attached to the ball. You can leave it attached to the ball if you want. I just thought I'll just work with this for a while and then tie it onto another color and then keep doing that because I didn't like having that in my way. So you've got your working end like this, and you're going to look at each string and see which ones are next to each other. You're gonna go between those. So this one I just did went under this blue piece. So I'm gonna go over this piece and under the one next to it, like this. My hand is in the way. Okay. See, I went over this piece and I went under this piece. And then I draw it through like that and it tightens. So you're gonna go over and under like that, around. Now if your number of strings is odd, you can just keep going around and around and around and around, and it doesn't matter. But I made mine even because I have OCD, but that's okay. It's okay to have that. You just are more exact about things than you need to be. So that means I have to skip one every once in a while. Otherwise, my weaving is always going to be over the same ones and under the same ones. So like this piece, I went under, and when I went around again, I went under it again. So I've gone under it twice. And then when I take it off this cardboard, it will just fall apart. You want to go over and then under on each one of these. So the first time you'll go over it, the second time you'll go under it. Get the idea? I have it written down. if you need a better tutorial than what I'm doing of weaving. Other people have done this too. I'm just not always great at explaining. So what I'm going to do is, now that I've been around, is I'm going to skip one and go over 2 in a row, so that I can then go under one that has not gone under before, and then over the next one, and the next one has never been gone over before. And that way you're just going to end up skipping one strand the whole way around if you're like me and you screwed it up. Not really. It's not really screwed up. It just means you have to think a little harder. Okay. I've gone around again. I skipped one. And if you look really closely, which you kind of can't, you'll see that I went over the bump. The bump on top is the ones that I went over. And then there's no bump, which means I went under there. So what you're going to do is you're just going to keep doing that. Over, under, over, under, over, under, in a circle. Keep doing it. Keep doing it until you're kind of full. And then come back to me. Okay. I got to the end of my string, so I got another string and I just tied it real close like that. And I'll trim those little ends and tuck the knot in the back. But if you like the way the knots look in the front, you can just leave them in the front too. That's cool. Anything goes. This kind of thing is very easygoing. The lens is here. I cognitively know the lens is there. Even though this is a newer phone, my old phone died. It decided that it didn't like doing videos anymore, and it kind of just said goodbye dramatically while I was filming a while ago. And I was like, why would you do this to me? But it's a phone, so it didn't say anything. I didn't get any closure on that end. It's fine. Everything's fine. Sometimes you don't get phone closure. Sometimes you just have to say goodbye real quick and move on and be happy that the phone store delivers to your house when you're in quarantine. All of these things are good. Thank you, phone store. Okay. That's what it looks like when you have attached. That guy's in the back, but he will still be visible until I keep going. So I'm going to keep going. Okay. You're going to come to a place in this project where you ask yourself a very important question. And the question is, am I done yet? And the answer is yes, whenever you want to be. So I did a circle like that. I can leave it on this cardboard if I want to, or I can take it off. And I'm going to show you how to take it off. Because if you want to leave it on, all you do is tuck that little end behind. If you want to take it off, you have to tie it to one of these pieces like this. So I'm going to do that real quick. We'll tie it and then we'll trim it, so you're not looking at that loose end always. Okay, so that's tied. I'm going to trim it. And then comes the kind of scary part, but it's not scary. Do you see these little things? I'm just going to cut them. Okay, and I also cut off these that are there. Then I'm going to take neighboring pieces like these two. I'm going to tie them together. Just like the beginning of your shoelaces tie. You know how you do that? The over-under tie. Tied. Okay, do that the whole way around. Okay, so when it's pulled off, you're going to have little dangly friends like that. You can trim them. You can tuck them in the back. All the way around, just keep tucking them. Or you can do a fun thing with them, which I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go ahead and tie them to their neighbors again, but a little further up. So that they kind of are a macrame look. I don't know. Is it macrame? Maybe it is. It's decorative. We're gonna be decorative. Maybe it's not decorative. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna take it out. You don't have to do things if you try them and don't like them. You can take them out. You can also brush them out, untwist them, or you can just go around and trim them shorter, which is what I'm gonna do now because I hated what I did before. You gotta do the things you like. If you start doing something and you say, why would I do this? It's never too late to reassess, change your mind. So there's my little completed circle. It's about coaster size, so that's what it will be. But you can make yours bigger, you can make yours smaller. You can like do this and then find a turtle and stick it on his back, and it would be a cute little shell warmer. Do turtles want that? I don't know. Disney, call me. Cute ideas. Anyway, there you go. Circle weaving. Once you can circle weave, you can weave anything on anything, because weaving is always pretty much the same. It's over and under. You can go over 2 under 1, under 2 over 1. You can do kind of fancy patterns, but you don't have to. Basic weaving, you can use straws to make a loom. You can get a picture frame and put nails in it, warp it like we did, or weft it. I don't know which is which. And then weave back and forth. Lots of fun stuff. So I hope you try it and like it. And if you want to do more with weaving, we have got books at the library that will show you how. Or you can always ask me and I will tell you how. Happy crafting, everybody.